reception edition of Teach Time Maths. So today we're going to be looking at numbers all the way from 1 to 20. Now you might be really good at your numbers 1 to 10, but I'll just write them out here for you to look at. Maybe you can help me count as I go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic! So these are our numbers from 1 all the way up to 10. But today we're going to be looking even further. So when we get to the number 10, does anyone notice anything different about it compared to the rest of the numbers? Well, the number 10, it's got two numbers that make it up, hasn't it? It's got a 1 and a 0. Well, once we get past the number 9, all the numbers up to 20 have two numbers that make them up. So let's start with 10 at the beginning. So we go from 10 and we count 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, I went through those pretty quickly, so we're going to go back and have a look at them. Once we've got to 10, we've got two numbers here. Now, I wonder if anyone can remember what they're called. I wonder if anyone can remember what this one is. 11. Fantastic. So, 11, it's got a bit of a funny name. We don't call this one Ven or L. We call it 1. But we've got two 1s here. And instead of saying 2, 1, we say 11. So after 10 comes 11. Then after 11 we've got another funny named one. It's got a 1 and a 2 in it, but we don't call it 1, 2 or t'one or want. We call it 12. But after that, the numbers start to sound a little bit different, but they start to all sound the same. We've got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we've got 20. But we're just going to have a look at the numbers from 13 to 19. Now, just like with 11 and 12 and even 10, they've all got a 1 at the front. But what this 1 does, from 13 all the way to 19, is it sounds, when we say teen. Because the numbers, we start to say the first bit of them. Instead of saying 3, we go th and then teen. And instead of saying 4, we go 14. Instead of saying 5, we go 15. We go 16, 17, 18, 19. So, for most of these numbers, we actually still say what it is. So we still say 6, but then we add a teen because we've got the 1 in front of it. We still say 7, but then we add teen because we've got a 1 in front of it again. And the numbers, they haven't changed. Once we go past 10, it's all of our numbers from 1 to 10, but we just add a 1 in front of them. So instead of being 1, we add another 1 and it's 11. Instead of being 2, we add a 1 and it's 12. Instead of being 3, we add a 1 and it's 13. And we keep going all the way up until we get to 20. Now 20 is a little bit different to 10. I'm going to write them down here. Now, this bit is the same. They've both got a 0 at the end of them. But at the front of 10, we've got a 1. And at the front of 20, we've got a 2. Now, once we get to the end of each of these lines, so we've got 11 all the way up to 20, instead of putting a 1 there, well, we've finished our line again. So that's the end of our first line, so we put a 1. And that's the end of our second line, so we put a 2. If you look at a big number square that goes all the way to 100, it happens a lot with all the numbers, but they start counting up in the tens. So at the end of each line of numbers, this first number goes up by 1. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we don't need to worry about those ones. We're just looking at 1 to 20. Now, let's see if we can play a little game. I am going to write out some numbers here, and I'm going to get you to pause the video, and I want you to tell me which numbers I'm missing, okay? So let me just write these out, and then you can tell me which numbers you think are missing from my line. Okay, pause it now and see if you can work it out. Okay, I hope you had fun. Let's see if we can work it out together. So, we should know our numbers 1 to 10. It's all right if you don't. Sometimes it takes a little while. So let's have a look at these together. So we've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. Now we've got 3 missing numbers. I wonder what comes here. 1, 2, 3. Good job. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes between 5 and 7? I know. The number 6. Now we need 6, 7, 8. What's missing here? Well, if your mum or dad have ever told you the joke, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Then you know that 9 comes there. Now what about if I did it to the numbers up to 20? So if we go 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19. Now, I've got 4 numbers missing this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if you can use the line above to help you figure out what numbers are missing from my numbers up to 20. Pause the video and see if you can have a go. Okay, have you had a look? Let's try it together then. So, I know that all of my numbers are going to start with a 1 until I get to 20, because look, all of them have it. So, I've got 11, 12. Well, I know it starts with a 1, but what number am I missing? I've got my 1, I've got my 2, so I need my 3. Fantastic. And that makes 13. Have a go at saying that number, 13. Super. Let's try the next one. 14. Well, I know I need my 1, but what number am I missing? 5. Fantastic. So now we've got 15. Have a go at saying 15. Good job. So 15, 16, 17. What comes there, I wonder? Well, what do I need to start with again? Well, that's right, a 1. I put my 1 there, and then I've got my 7, I've got my 9, so I must need my 8. Super, and that makes 18. Can you have a go at saying 18? Good job. Now I've got 18, 19, and it ends the line. Now remember we talked about when it ends the line, this number changes. So I've got my 0, but I don't put a 1 there because 10 doesn't come after 19. What number comes after 19? 20. Fantastic. And 20 is a 2 and a 0. So, there's a worksheet up on Facebook for you, or I've got a little game for you to play. You can go and play hopscotch. Now, mums and dads might know how to play this, but you've got to hop from each number, but you've got to throw a stone first. You've got to hop up to that number, saying each one as you go. So you can try from the numbers 1 to 10. You could try 1 to 15, or if you really want to challenge yourself, you could try numbers 1 to 20. Have lots of fun, everyone.